Alright, so this is going to be a diagnostic on a Lenovo Ideapad 700-17ISK. Customer had this computer in here a few weeks ago and everything was working fine. Now, when you plug in the power cord starts clicking. I originally thought, okay, maybe it's just gone bad. So I grabbed one of mine, plugged it in, and did the same thing, which indicates to me there is something up with the motherboard. So I'm going to take it apart, take a look, see what we can find. I'm going to need a nice little multimeter here. See if we can't locate anything. I'm going to visually take a look at it. I can already see, like, you can kind of see the fans in there. They're covered in something, which I can only assume is ash. The guy is a pretty heavy smoker. So, all right, let's take a look, see what we find when we get this guy apart. I don't remember what was in here for. I think it was just in here for a password removal previously, so. I'm not planning on holding on to this unless I have to order something, like a motherboard or something. So for now, should be good to just get the screws out. And then get the bottom off, take a look, see what we see. Ugh, this thing feels a little crunchy, unfortunately. Alright. USB power is right here, and immediately I'm actually seeing a little bit of what looks like water damage on this. Let's see if I can show that. That's not water damage, it's corrosion. Excuse me. Slide this guy under here. We're going to do some tracing here. And there. So one thing you never want to see when you open up a laptop is corrosion. And that is 100% what that is. So let's take this little metal plate on here. Let's take this little metal plate off and see what we see. One more screw. And overall, this is a decent laptop, so oh, there's corrosion in the actual jack itself. So clearly something got spilled in this guy. That's not a good look. So this might just need a new DC jack. There are some diodes on the motherboard here that I'll take a look at. Honestly, looking at this thing, everything here on the board looks fine. So let's see. Let's plug this guy back in. New DC jack, and same thing. So, now we have to dig. And I have to remember that this guy's got to go back on here. Power is over here. I don't see anything. Oh, there we go. Found it. So, wondering what happened. We got water damage. You can see it was right next to the power button too. So this is quite a bit of water damage. I mean, you can see this thing is dunzo. The amount of components that have damage is quite a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this. I'm kind of documenting this here, so if the customer has questions about it, I can say, hey, this is what I found as soon as I opened it. But this is a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this with some isopropyl alcohol. See, oh man, this thing it got really hot too. Like it actually, I don't know what this is. It could be coffee, could be soda, but this thing got charred. Yeah, the board is coated. So I'm gonna hit it with some isopropyl alcohol. We'll see what we get. See if we can get any life out of this thing. But I'm gonna call him and talk to him real quick, and we'll see if he has any information for me. Whatever this is, not coming off of this board. At all. Is not coming off. See, a lot of this surface stuff doesn't actually matter. Because like if you take this one for example, the stuff that's on top of here really doesn't affect the computer working at all. What matters is the little solder joints underneath it, and whether or not the top of this is actually like cracked through. I don't think it is. This stuff is just so dried, whatever it is. Yeah, so it's the solder joints underneath that actually matter with this, not just the straight up surface stuff. So I'm curious about those two capacitors. I think it might be being bridged right now, unfortunately. See if I can get a better view here. Yeah, that's not a good look. I mean, there's a chance it's still usable. That's rough, though. Anyways, Like, I'm gonna say this out loud. This is the weirdest thing. It smells like barbecue sauce. So I'm wondering if this is barbecue sauce. He got it on there, wiped it off real quick, but the damage was already done. Yeah, these guys might just be donezo. And like, I actually don't have replacements for any of these components here. Clean it up a little bit here. Let's see if plugging in. We're gonna let this dry a little bit. My other concern is that right there, that spot. So make sure there's nothing actively connecting that. Which I don't think there is. That is, it sounds bad, but it's actually fine. Right now my big concern is this whole area just looks. Oh. I might not even be able to turn this thing on and test it. We're going to check one more thing real quick. And what we're going to check is a little bit closer. Fix our focus. So there's a good chance just a cleaning isn't going to help this thing. That looks bad but fine. That looks beyond salvageable. So, yeah, especially. Oof. Yeah, I think this guy's dead. Trying to see if I can get any of the schmutz off of this. Yeah, I see like residue on here. Yeah, I think this thing is a little bit dead. Yeah, this is absolutely a mess. And I'm willing to bet like this was the actual component that's causing this to be dead. Because of that part right there. Hi, Editing Chris here. I'm still optimistic about this for some reason, even though this chip is missing 3 of its legs, and it's burned through the first layer of the motherboard. I get there eventually that it's actually dead, but right now, for some odd reason, I'm missing it. So, I get there though. So, this random... Yeah, but it was done by a machine. So that one is also an issue. Yeah, these solder joints, like what you're seeing on the camera, this right here is the tip of a razor blade. Just to give you some context of how small of a thing we're looking at right now through my microscope. But I still think the culprit comes down to that right there. So we'll look up the cost of a replacement motherboard. We'll call the customer, see if they want to replace it, and we'll go from there. So that was again, the diagnostic on this Lenovo. What is this? This is a Lenovo Ideapad 700-17ISK, and how to identify liquid damage. Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I stream daily on Twitch from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you ever have a question or concern about your computer and you just want to see if you can get an answer, swing by my Twitch channel. I'm usually there live. I can either myself or one of my community members will be able to answer your question. So stop by, hang out, and maybe learn a thing or two.